with unit number 6, right? We have already, you know, gone over the midterm with the first 5 units, but today we're going, let's say we're going to have a new beginning, like the second half of this journey, all the way throughout the 100% of a course. And hopefully you're gonna get, I mean, I'm pretty happy because you all got good grades. So, well, there's nothing else to say, so let's get started. Feeling stressed. In this lesson number 6, we're going to talk about emotions. And let's begin by these pictures right here. I have a question for you. The question is, what emotions do you think people, I mean, these people are feeling? Now, let me ask you, as for the first emotion, what do you think this person is feeling? What emotion is he feeling? I mean, or these people are feeling? What do you
I
think?
think I think that the emotion is surprise.
Surprise. All right, maybe
Yes.
surprise. Why not? How about the little girl? This little girl. What emotion is
Fear?
she feeling? Fear.
Fear?
Yeah, fear. How about C, the little
Happy.
boy? Happy. Yeah, he seems to be happy. How about this little boy? This little boy here.
Hungry,
Angry.
angry,
Oh, maybe. Why not?
Oh, this goose?
All right,
Disgust?
disgust.
Disgust.
All right. In the case of this girl, what's happening with her? What do you think? What I mean, what emotion is she feeling?
bad,
Sadness?
She's bad.
Sadness?
She's feeling sad, right? Sadness. And how about this man here who is completely white? What emotion is she?
furious,
Furious,
Angry.
right? Angry.
Angry.
He's, I mean, so anger, in other words, right? So very good, very good. So as you can see right here in this page number 68, we have down here, like, this is, let me accept Diego, all right? This is, I would say, a test, right? A small article in which we have the following. It says, did you know that there are actually only 6 basic emotions that all humans experience and that we recognize by our facial expressions? The 6 emotions are joy, anger, sadness, fear,
Fear.
surprise, and disgust. I want 6 people, different people, to read each of these emotions right here. And again, I want you to read as beautiful as possible, right? So who wants to be number 1? Valeria.
Me. Yes.
Me.
Joy.
I
All right.
want
Valeria, number 1.
Okay, joy. That wonderful feeling of happiness when something brings a smile to your face. We all love and recognize this one. It's a motivator too. We keep doing things that make us feel happy.
Very good, miss. That was beautiful. Now, over here, we have the word, this one, recognize. Be careful with the pronunciation. Recognize. Recognize. All right? Don't forget the kind of the pronunciation. Now, anger. Another person. Anger.
Mr. I want
All right, go ahead, Miss Cardoso.
anger. When something goes wrong and you lose your temper, this emotion allows you to deal with difficult situations and not just run away.
All right, that was very good. That was very good. But be careful with the pronunciation of this word. Lose. Lose. Right? It's
Okay.
not lost. Lost is the past. Right? This is lose, the present. All right, good. How
Teacher,
about
I want
sadness?
to
me,
I want to read sadness.
All right, go ahead, Nicole.
Okay, sadness. Often experienced when we lose someone or something important to us. If we see someone who's feeling sad, we may start to feel sad too.
Yeah, that's really good. Very good, miss. That was great. How about fear? Who wants to read fear?
Teacher.
Wait. Who's saying me? Who's saying Miss Nayeli? All right.
Nayeli.
Go ahead, Miss Nayeli.
All right, fear. This is probably the most basic emotion. We can experience this from an early age, and it helps us to escape from danger.
All right, very good. Now, here. the most basic, right? Don't forget the pronunciation means basic, all
Did you
right?
hear me, teacher?
Yes, I did, but you didn't say basic.
All right.
All right, so basic, it was good, it was good. Now, number 5,
Me,
surprise. Who?
me,
Who's me?
me, Candy.
All right, Candy, go ahead.
Surprise. When something unexpected happens, you raise your eyebrow and actually open your eyes wider to help you see what is it.
What it is.
What is
Now, we need to correct some things, means like, for example, when something unexpected, right? Remember the pronunciation of the TED when we have it at the end, right? When something unexpected happens, this word, you raise, not rise, raise. Rise is diferente, right? So you raise your eyebrows and actually opens your eyes wider to help you see what it is. Okay? Number 6, disgust. Who wants to go ahead and read it? Who wants to read disgust?
Profe, yo.
Go ahead, and who is me?
Fiamma.
All right, Fiamma, go ahead.
Okay, disgust. This is an important emotion that helps our ancestors to survive. If you eat something disgust or poisonous,
Poisonous.
your face warns others what has happened.
What has happened? All right?
Happened.
Yeah. And don't forget the pronunciation of the words finishing in ed. Remember that I taught you how to use it. Okay. So let's go back to the pictures, and now let's take into account, this picture up here. Now let's take into account the different emotions that we have in this test. So what do you think is the emotion that the first picture is presenting? Like, what emotion are they having?
I think that it is surprise.
Surprise, right? Good. How about the little girl? She is?
Fear.
All right. Yes, she has fear. So the emotion she is having is fear. What about his emotion?
Joy.
Joy, right? Or happiness. Joy and happiness are synonyms. How about this little boy?
Disgust.
Disgust. Good. How about this girl here?
Sadness.
Sadness. Good. And the last one?
Anger.
Anger. Very good, guys. Very good. All right, that was great. Now, here, no, let me see, where is it? All right, there is something that I want to start, I want to teach you today, and is how to use the ing and ed adjectives. This is today's vocabulary, right? We have more vocabulary, but this is it. So let me ask you, do you guys know how to use ing and ed adjectives? Like, for example, let me write down one very easy example here. Hang on. Let me write it down.
Sure, I use both, but I don't know what is the difference.
That's why that's what I want to do today. Boring versus bored. What is the meaning of boring? What is the meaning of bored? When do I use boring? When do I use bird? So that's the question. Do you know how to use the ing versus ed adjectives? Maybe you don't, right? Maybe you have maybe you still feel confused. But let's see, right? Now, can somebody tell me what is the difference between these two words that I have written here? Like boring and bored? Can you tell me what the difference of them is, or how to use them in context?
Mister, I think idea that I have listening that we use boring when it's talking about place, and bored is when we talk about a person, something like that.
Okay, you got a point. You got a point. Actually, you are right. but that is not the correct explanation itself, but that is good. What you're saying is correct, miss. Now, I want you, before going and explaining how to use this and what is the real difference between them, ing and ed adjectives, let's answer these questions here, right? Now, I'm going to ask you the question and you are just going to tell me what the answer is. So, what makes you angry or annoyed? Take a look at the pronunciation, annoyed. What makes you angry or annoyed? Guys, answer those questions with your real information. Like, what makes you angry or annoyed?
Okay, I want to answer it.
Go ahead.
I think that I make angry is the profanity, the use when a person doesn't be honest with me. I hate it.
All right, let's try to organize all of those ideas. That was not very good. Now, you feel annoyed when a person is not fair, right? You don't like it. When a person is not fair, you don't like it. You said doesn't be. No, we don't have, remember, we don't have that structure there. The verb be cannot be conjugated or, all the, like, united with auxiliary verbs. So no, again, I feel angry when a person is not fair, right? So good, good. I feel angry, I feel annoyed when someone makes me wait. For example, in my case, I hate waiting and I get angry or I get really annoyed when someone has me waiting. I don't like that. All right, number 2. What sort of things do you find relaxing? What sort of things do you find relaxing?
Teacher,
Which one? All right, Nicole, go ahead.
I think that I feel relaxing when, for example, I take a shower and later I stay lying and see TV after I arrive to the university or do something, or after doing exercise, for example.
All right. So normally taking a shower is a relaxing situation, right? Yeah, very good. Very good. Now here we have a word. We have sort of. Now sort of means tipo de, right? So you can say sort of, kind of, type of, and finally class of, right? Same, hang on, sorry. Okay. Wait, what am I doing? So guys, these are the 4 different versions to say tipo de or clase de, right? So what sort of things do you find relaxing? What kinds of things do you find relaxing? What types of things do you find relaxing? Or what classes of things do you find relaxing? Now, the first two, these two, guys, these are the most common ones, the most popular ones, right? The ones that people use more all the time. So don't forget about this. Now let's go over number 3. Is there anything that you are frightened of? A person, is there anything that you are frightened of? Is there anything you are frightened of?
Teacher, what frightened of means?
All right, frightened means scared. It's a synonym of being scared. Now let me write it down so we can have the synonyms here. Scared, right? Or in this case, scared, and frightened, right? We are here, frightened. Scared and frightened, they are the same. So I'm scared of you, tú me das miedo, right? Or I'm frightened of you, tú me das miedo, right? Me asustas. So in this case is, hay algo que te asuste, algo que te dé miedo, right? Is there anything that you're frightened of?
Teacher, when I see a mouse,
A mouse
here.
or a rat, a huge rat, and you go ahead and start running. Oh, what's that? Yeah, why not? Why not? Most likely, all girls are like that. Girls are always afraid of animals. All right. 4. What kinds of things make you worried? What kinds of things make you worried?
Economic situation.
Yeah, that
When
makes
when you don't pass the midterm.
when you don't pass a midterm. Good. You start feeling worried. Oh my God, I'm going to fail the semester. Stuff like this, right? Yeah, you are completely right. Now, have you ever been really embarrassed? I think you have, because I remember once you did a presentation on being on an embarrassing situation you once had, right? So let's skip this question. Number 6, what makes you feel exhausted? What makes you feel exhausted, guys? Exhausted is a synonym of tired. So what makes you feel exhausted?
When you have a long day, you arrive to work or university.
All right, yes, when
When
you
you
have
have a baby.
and then you have to continue working with your baby. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That makes you feel exhausted. Now, 7, what sort of things do you find confusing? What sort of things do you find confusing? Like, do you find confusing the ing and ed adjectives?
Yes.
Maybe, yeah, right? Maybe you do. And 8, do you find your job or your life satisfying? Well, someone is thinking about it. What? What do you think? Do you find your job or life satisfying? What? Are you serious? Okay. Nobody's going to answer?
It's a question to yes, yes or not.
Actually, yes. It's just a yes or no. Take a look. Do you find your life job satisfying?
To sure about my life, I feel that despite everything, I am blessed.
Oh, you're blessed. Yeah, you are. You are. So you find it
Yes.
very much satisfying.
Yes. I
Okay,
have many problems,
but everything is happening at the end.
yes.
All right. You feel joy. You feel joy. Okay. So very good. And you had good answers here. You got good answers. But now I'm going to give you like the explanation. But first, I want you to go through some examples and I want you to answer those examples. So please, let me show you the slide presentation. Now, what happened? Oh, it doesn't exist anymore, does it? Now, let me open it up. Let me open it up. Now, what's happening? All right, hang on. I'm having some. Now, what happens? Share and close window. All right, hang on. Just let me open the slide presentation up. It's this one. Okay, here it is. Now let's go here. Let's come here. Let's come this way. Can you see the PowerPoint presentation, guys?
Yes, Mr.
Yes.
Great. Now, adjectives ending in ed and ing. Sometimes, guys, they might be a little confusing, especially because we don't know when to use the ed version or the ing version, or maybe because we don't know what they refer to, especially, right? Like, what do they refer to? What do they mean? So that's what I'm going to try to explain in this PowerPoint presentation that I've made for you, right? So here, first, I want you to try to answer a couple of exercises, and I want you to try to figure it out by yourself, right? I am going to give you the explanation at the end, but I want you to figure it out by yourself. So as you are answering these these exercises, I want you to think, to analyze why you decided one and why you decided the other, all right? So take a look at this picture. We have this little, this girl, she seems to be very happy, right? Why is she happy? Because she is holding in her hands some keys, which means maybe she has bought a car, right? So she is excited or exciting because she got a new car. So what do you think the right answer is?
Excited.
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 This one?
Yes.
The first one, yes.
Yes,
The
the
first one.
first one, excited. So why excited and no exciting? Let's try to analyze a little bit. Try to analyze it and tell me what you think the reason is. Why excited and not excited? She is excited because she got a new car. What is the word excited referring to? To a situation? To a person? What do you think?
To a person.
To a person, right? Okay, good. Let's continue on the next one. Here, take a look at the at the couple here. They are at the cinema. And this is what happens. Bored and boring. They are because
Bored.
Bored.
bored. Take a look at the pronunciation. Bored.
They are bored.
Bored.
You never say bored anymore. Don't say that, please. Don't invent different pronunciation. Bored. All right? So they are bored because the movie is
Boring.
boring. Good.
Boring.
Now, that was very good. But now tell me, why I cannot say they are boring because the movie is bored?
Mister, because when it's with ing, it
Mhm.
refers to a situation, and when it's with ed, it refers to a person.
All right, similar to the previous one, right? Same thing. Very good, miss. I'll give you another example to see how it goes. Here, take a look at this picture right here, and a lot of people falling asleep. So, the meeting was so
Boring.
boring. Why boring and not bored? Are they
Because the
speaking?
situation.
Got
Situation.
it. Very good. You're speaking about a situation, not a person, right? A situation, not a person. Great. Now, another example. Take a look at the girl. She's like kind of daydreaming. Now, take a look. Bored and boring. One more time. She got
Bored.
because the book she was reading was really
Boring.
again. Bored refers to the person, in this case, she, and boring refers to reading the book,
Situation.
the situation. Very good, very good. So far, is it getting clear now?
Yes, Mister.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's continue with more exercises and examples. Again, bored and boring. I want this bored and boring to be completely clear. So here we are.
Boring class
Boring.
make
Boring classes make students feel bored.
Boring.
Great, right? Again, this is like the easiest example, like the clearest example of bored and boring. No, boring classes is referring to a situation, and students feel bored is referring to a person, right? So boring is always, the situation refers to a situation, but it's also the cause of the feeling, the cause of a sensation, right? And what is the feeling and what is the sensation? In this case, worried, right? Let me give you more examples. Let's say, take a look at the girl. Oh my God, she has a lot of bills. She is because of the bills.
She is worried.
Worried because of the bills. Not
It's a
worrying,
person.
right? Because it's a person. It's not a
Situation.
situation, right? Good. Let's continue. More examples. Take a look at the gear. Maybe you can see it very well on your computers or on your screens if you're using a cell phone, right? But the gear, take a look at what she's doing with her hand. She's showing, you know,
The middle finger.
the middle finger. And how do we say that in English? Let me write it to you because it's something that you don't know, maybe. Maybe. This is expressed by using a phrasal verb, and it is wave off, right? And let me give you a sentence, for example. She is waving someone, a person, right? Off. So she's showing her middle finger to a person, right? Now you know how to say this, right? How to say this section. Now, how about here? She is
She's annoyed.
annoyed or annoying.
Annoyed.
Annoyed.
The second one,
Annoyed.
right? She is annoyed. Hang on. She is annoyed because of the heavy traffic. Again, is annoyed referring to a person or a situation?
To a person.
To a person.
Great. So far I think it's completely clear. Now take a look at the girl here, the woman. Oh, she's being busy doing a lot of things in the house. And then, boom, she fell asleep. So she is very
Tired.
Highlight.
second one, right?
Tired.
Tired. Why tired? Why tired?
Because it's a person.
Again, right? So you're so intelligent, my people.
Teacher is my life.
That's your life. All right. Now take a look at this one. Take a look at the picture. There is a little boy who's kind of screaming, like he's disappointed, right? And the man, who is also like, take a look at he's got his face down. So they are really
Disappointed.
Disappointed.
disappointed
Disappointed.
because it was a
Disappointing game.
Disappointment.
disappointing game. Yes, very good, right? Again, disappointed refers to the two people, right? To them. And disappointing refers to
Game.
Situation.
the situation. So, clear, right?
Yes.
Yes.
You're so intelligent. Take a look at the little baby. So,
Oh.
He's worried.
he's
Bored.
bored because the TV program is
Boring.
boring. There you go. Take a look. He's watching at the news. I mean, a baby is never gonna get, excited by watching the news. So yeah, you're right. Again, the bored refers to the person or the baby in this case, and boring referring to the TV program or the situation. One more time, right? Take a look at this pic here. We have a family who are eating popcorns and they seem to be watching TV. Now, take a look at here. They are
Scared.
scared.
Scared because the movie is scary.
It's
Scary.
scary. Now,
Scary.
scary, miss. Now, take a look. Here we have an exception. There are some exceptions. In everything, you are always going to find exceptions. In this case, I would say like in this topic, we don't have many exceptions, maybe scary and another two more adjectives that now I am missing out now, but scary is one. So that's why I don't use here ing. I don't say scarying, right? Because it doesn't exist, not correct. Now, if I want to use an ing version, I can use the following one. Remember the one in the book?
Yes, mister.
Which is the one in the book that is similar to scare?
Frightened.
Frightened, right? So I can say, sorry, what is this? Frightened. frightening, right? So they are scared or they
Scared.
are frightened because the movie is frightening, right? Frightening, all right? So again, frightening or scary referring to the situation, this is the movie, and scared referring to the
The
people,
people.
all of them, right? Great.
Mister,
Yes, miss?
and afraid is only for the person.
Yeah, afraid is only for the person. I am afraid of something. It's also a synonym of scared of and frightened of. Now, in the case of the afraid, I have fear. Now, actually, it's just for the person. Miss. We don't have a word for a situation. In this case, it would be either scary or frightening.
All right.
Okay, so let's continue. It was clear, right? I'm sorry.
Yes.
It was clear, wasn't it? Let's use that question instead of right. All right. So yeah, I think it was. So there you go. So this is the rule that I was telling you. So describe, an ing describe a situation, right? And maybe a person or a thing, because you can say also that boring, right? Boring can also describe a person, right? But there is something that you gotta take into account. One thing is, like with ing the person, when you use the person, you are not describing how the person feels or the way the person feels, like the feeling the person is having. No, you are going, if you use ing with a person, what you are doing is describing his or her personality. For example, let me write it for you. The teacher's board versus, let me write it down and include it, right? Versus now, can somebody tell me what the difference between these two are? Like, what do you understand by this? The teacher is bored. What does it tell you?
It's how the teacher is feeling. He
All
is
right.
bored.
Yes. So maybe I don't like today's class. Maybe I don't feel very good. So I want to finish this, right? I'm bored. Yeah, I don't like this is the way I'm feeling. But how about here? The teacher is boring.
Es aburrido, o sea, en el sentido de que un profesor bien malo, algo así.
Exactly, right? Now, what
Que
they mean.
usted es aburrido.
All right.
Like you, Mister.
What we mean here is that boring refers to the personality of the teacher, right? The teacher is boring. El profesor es aburrido. Es una persona nada interesante. Es decir, es una descripción de su personalidad. So that is the difference, right? You can use both, as it says here, with a person or with a thing, but when you use ing with a person, refers more to a personality trait, right? Like a personality type of a person. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, teacher.
All right, great. Now, like a different way, maybe this is not the way that we should see this, but sometimes when we use the ing, if you want to translate it into Spanish, the translation of the verb be is going to be es o son when you use an ing adjective, right? So here, the teacher is bored, con el ed. Quiere decir, en español, ¿quién me lo puede traducir la primerita nada más? The teacher is bored.
Está aburrido.
Está, right? Estamos usando ed. Por lo tanto, con el ed, cuando traducimos el ing en español significa más está o están. So, este i significa está. Pero ¿qué pasa cuando traducen ahora esta segunda oración?
Que es
aburrido.
aburrido.
Que el profesor es
aburrido.
Exacto. En ese caso, el verbo to be no se puede usar como está, sino traduce a es o son. Y nuevamente muestra una característica de una persona, right? So, I think that was completely clear. The book is interesting, es interesante, and the boy is interested, está interesado, which is different, right? And the ed adjective describe how people feel, as you said before. So, is this clear? Are you still confused? Do you still find, do you still find this confusing or not?
No.
No.
No, mister.
No.
Is finally clear.
Yes.
Good job. All right, let's continue then. Let's continue then.
Qué emoción.
Yeah, of course. I really like it when you understand everything. When everything is completely clear. That's like, I don't know. It perks me up, right? It
Profe,
fills me
pero
up with energy.
llore para que sea más creíble.
Hang on. I have here a little, I have here some water. If I could just get some water and put it into my eyes, maybe it will make it all right. Yeah, something like this. But I have to put some water in. I am not an actor, all right? I am not an actor. Now let's continue. Let's continue, you guys. So this was clear, and as it was clear, let's go back to the book. So let's go back to the book. Where is the book? The book is here. And now let's do exercise C in page 68. So there you go. Complete the sentences with the correct form of the adjective in exercise 2. Which one? This right here. Annoyed, relaxing, frightened, worried, embarrassed, exhausted, confusing, and satisfying. The right form. It can be ed or ing. All right? Depending on the type, depending on the sentence. So let's see number 1, the machete one. It's very frightening watching the news at the moment. I think there's going to be a war. Number 2, I'm going to bed. I'm
Exhausted.
exhausted.
With ed.
Great. Because I have been working late every night this week. Great.
Right.
3, my face went bright red when I realized that that what I said was really
Embarrassing.
embarrassing because you are referring to a situation. Very good. I love it when I see people enjoying the food I have cooked. I find it very
Satisfying.
satisfied, ed or satisfying, ing.
ing.
Because you're speaking about the situation of enjoying people tasting your food, right? 5, I don't understand the grammar. I'm completely
Confusing.
Confusing.
With ed.
I heard someone saying confusing with ing.
No.
ed.
Ed because it's a person.
Yes. All right. I thought, I don't know, maybe I misheard, right? But I heard someone, I think so. I heard someone saying the ing version. No, this is a person. So I'm really mixed up. I'm very confused. 6. Oh, by the way, another way of saying confused is the following. I think I have already told you this one, but all right. Mixed up. There you are. This is also another way of saying confused, confundido, right? To refer to a person, mixed up. Now, 6. I go to yoga every week because it makes me feel so
Relax.
The person, right? Relaxed.
Yes. Relax.
Very good. Not re.
Relax.
Great. Now, let me show you the answers. Frightening, exhausted, embarrassing, satisfying, confused, and relaxed. I thought that you were not going to say relaxed. All right, great. Very good, people. You're doing a great job. Now, the second topic of today, guys, is going to be is going to be this one. Let me check it out. This one. Take a look. Real conditions. Real conditions. Now, let me ask you, how many conditionals are there, Mr. People? How many types of conditionals are there? Oh, my throat is sore. I have spoken all day long and it hurts. All right. How many types of conditionals are there? Do you know? Yes or no? Do you know how many conditionals are there? I mean, you're free to say yes or no. Don't worry, nothing is going to happen to you.
Mister, I think so that there are like 3, conditional 0, conditional first, and hypothetical. I think so, but I'm not sure.
All right, you are very close. But no, there are 5 different conditions. They are conditional type 0, conditional type 1, conditional type 2, conditional type 3, and finally, mixed conditional. Now, this mixed conditional, we are not going to speak about it. We are going to speak about 4 different conditionals. But today, we are only going to speak about 2 conditionals, right? We are going to speak about 2 conditionals, conditional type 0 and conditional type 1. Now, Miss Maria said something very important, right? And is how conditionals are divided. As I'm saying, we have 4 conditionals. The ones. Sorry guys, tuve un problema con el internet, pero ya estoy de vuelta. Libro. ¿Me escuchan, cierto? Ok. So, como les decía, tenemos hoy vamos a tomar 2 condicionales, right? We're going to speak about 2 different conditions. But we are going to speak about the main division or how conditionals are divided. So the first 2 conditionals, I mean, the division. Hang on, guys, something is happening with my connection, with my internet connection. Hang on. All right. Well, it seems to be working good. Thank you. The main division is they are divided like this. Conditional type 0 and 1 are together, and conditional type 2 and 3 are together. So we can just divide them by the middle. The first 2 conditionals, type 0 and type 1, they are real conditionals. I mean, they speak about real situations, things that happen, things that you can see that are happening, right? And the other 2 conditionals, they are used to talk about hypothetical conditionals, or in other words, imaginary situations. So things that are not going to happen, that you cannot see that will happen, but they are happening somewhere they are happening in your imagination, right? So those are the conditionals that we're going to cover today, only 0 and 1. Now, I have another question for you. Do you know how to use conditional type 0 and how to use conditional type 1? Do you have any idea maybe of how to use them?
Yes.
All right, can you tell me? Can you try to explain how they are used? Just try. If you don't know how, don't worry, right? It's okay. All right, then let's go straight to them, right? So conditional type 0 and conditional type 1. So let's get down to our next topic. Let's get down to business. Hang on. Can you see the presentation, guys?
Yeah.
Great. So let's get started. As you can see here, it says present real conditionals, right? So the first two conditionals, conditional type 0 and conditional type 1, all right? For talking about real situations. So here we're going to talk about herbal remedies. So there you go. Here I am going to read this this test right here, and as you can see, the test is highlighted. I mean, yeah, in the test there are some phrases that are highlighted. So I want you to analyze them and tell me what they are. But first, let's listen to what this says. So herbal remedies. Sorry. If people are sick, they go to a doctor. But some people also use herbal remedies for basic healthcare. For example, if you aren't sleeping well, you can drink chamomile tea. If you suffer from motion sickness, ginger settles your stomach. When you have a cold, you can add garlic to your food. Make a lavender compress when you have a headache. If you get a burn, try the juice of aloe plant. But if you take herbs, tell your doctor. Some herbs may interfere with other medicines. Now, could you see here, or is there any conditions here, guys? Is there any
Yes.
conditions here? All right. Now,
Yes.
I'm going to start one more time and you're going to tell me where the conditionals are. Now, is this a conditional for the first part? People are sick. Is that a conditional?
Yes.
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 Yes, it is, right? Now, how do I know this is a conditional? Because I have here the word. Now, let me change the color. Let me change the color. All right, here. Because I have here the word if. And if introduces a condition, right? So you know that because you already know how to use conditions. So you actually use conditions. So let's continue. If people are sick, they go to a doctor. This is the whole sentence. Now, what type of conditional is this? Conditional type 0 or 1? Who said 0?
Me.
Ms. Nayeli. All right. Yes, this is conditional type 0. Nayeli, can you tell me why this is conditional type 0?
Mister, because it has present tense.
Yeah, because we use present tense in the condition, like here, are, and we use present tense in the result, go, right? Yes, I will say that is the easiest way to, hang on. Yeah. I forget how to do it.
Maria, your microphone.
Yeah, please put your microphone off. Please put it off. Turn it off. I wanted to do it myself, but then I forgot how to do it. I'm sorry. All right, let's continue. So yes, the easiest way to recognize that this is a conditional type 0 sentence is because we are using here present tense, I mean simple present and simple present, all right? Yeah. Now, let's continue. But some people use nothing here. For example, if you aren't sleeping well, you can drink chamomile tea. What is this? Is this a condition?
Yes.
Yes, because we're using if,
If.
right? And what kind of conditional is this one? 1 or 0?
0.
0.
Why 0? If Miss Nayeli just told me that conditional type 0 is the combination of present simple and present simple, and we have here present continuous and mobile verb. So this is actually closer to what the second, I'm sorry, to what the first conditional is, right? So present continuous plus modal verbs. Why is this number one? First, because we are using present continuous. And second, because we are using the modal verb can. And we use the modal verbs when we want to speak about a possible resolution in the past. I mean, something that may happen or may not happen, right? So this is more conditional type 1. Now, how about here? If you suffer from motion sickness, ginger settles your stomach. Is this 0 or 1? Condition? Yes.
0.
0, because this is present simple.
Present.
And this is present simple. Great. How about when you have a cold, you can add garlic to your food. Is this a condition, like a conditional thing, like a conditional sentence?
Yes. The first.
Yes,
Because it has when.
exactly. Sometimes if and when can be interchangeable, right? So you can use if and you can use when to speak or to give a sentence, a conditional sentence, right? Good. Now, here, what type of conditional sentence is this one? If you have a call, you can add.
First.
This is more number 1, even though it has the structure of 0, right? Because take a look, we have here present. But in the how do you say this?
The modal verb.
Yeah, in the consequence, sorry, this result. In the result, we have modal verb. Now let's continue.
Modal verb.
We have a similar one here with when. But this one, take a look. Here we are not using not a modal verb, and we are not using the present simple. We're using another thing, an imperative sentence. You can also use this type of sentences when you want to give recommendations to someone, right? I will explain to you later on how to use them. Now, and here we have another one. If you get a burn, and again, we have here, try, imperative, to give one more time, recommendations. And here again, another condition plus imperative to give to give recommendations. So today then, as you can see, we have many of this, but we are going to speak about conditional type 0 and 1 using what you already know. But let me tell you the thing in general, so let's begin. Conditional type 0. This is conditional type 0, guys. So the present real conditional, use the present real conditionals for genital truths. Use a simple present in both cases. This is what you know, right? Use the present continuous, the present simple in both cases. This is what you know, all right? Hang on. This is what you know. So if your body temperature is no.
Because
This is the number of the slide. Sorry. Este es el número de la diapositiva. Diapositiva 1, diapositiva 2, right? Forget about this. So this is, remember, this is conditional type
0.
0. Don't get confused by number 1. I know, yes, maybe a little confusing, but don't worry, don't get confused. There you go. So I was asking you before whether you know how to use them or not, because I am pretty sure that you know how to use them, but basically you know how to use the grammar form, right? The grammar form, like, yeah, as Nayeli said. Well, we use conditional type 0 with present simple and present simple in both cases, like in the if clause and in the result clause, right? Good, that's good. That's a way of recognizing it. But do you know what the real use is? Like, do you know how to use it? Like, in which context you need to use conditional type 0?
For facts.
For facts, right? Or, in other words, for general truths. Why do I mean by facts or general truth? In other words, For those things that cannot be changed. I mean, previously I told you that the conditionals can be divided in two, right? Reality, and second, imagination, right? Now, these two conditionals are to speak about reality. And conditional type 0, as Ms. Nayeli said before, we use it to talk about facts or general truths, or in other words, to speak about unchangeable reality. What do I mean by an unchangeable reality? An unchangeable reality is just a reality that cannot be changed, that is always going to be that way, right? For example, I have here some examples, but I'm going to write a different one so it can be clearer, right?
Mister, can I say one?
Sure, let me write this one and then you tell me the other so I can also write it.
All right.
If I hit eyes. Guys, so what happens if I hit ice? I'm going to switch into Spanish. ¿Qué pasa si caliento hielo? Se
It
congela
become
más,
water.
¿verdad? Se congela más, ¿verdad?
Boils.
Boiled.
It boils. No se congela más, se congela más. Si ustedes le encienden candela o se calientan hielo, pues debería congelarse aún más.
Mister, what are you talking about?
¿Qué?
Exactamente eso, Miss Valeria. Miss Valeria fue quien lo dijo, ¿no? O Miss Nayeli. ¿Quién
Nayeli.
dijo? All right, Nayeli, yes, exactamente eso. Mister, what are you talking about? Right? ¿Por qué yo no puedo decir eso? Simplemente lo que yo estoy diciendo no puede ser, porque es un hecho, es una verdad, como lo dice aquí, general. Es una realidad que no se puede cambiar, right? So, if I hit ice, ¿qué pasa? Yo no puedo ir en contra de la física o lo que sea. What happens?
It becomes water.
Melts, or it becomes water. Se derrite, right? It becomes water. It melts. Yeah, take a look. ¿Puedo cambiar yo esta realidad? No.
No.
This is a
No.
fact. This is something that is always going to be like this. Esa es una verdad única, general, right? Now, here I have the use of the present simple, right? Here, let me do it with drawings. Present simple and present simple for both the if clause, right? And the result clause. And voila, you have a conditional type 0 sentence, right? Miss, you told me you wanted to give us one example. What is
Mister, it was the one you write it down, John.
it? Really? Oh, we were connected then. Actually, this is I would say that this is the easier example for people to understand how this works, right? Or, all right. We have here this example here. Take a look. Maybe let's change this tense, right? Because this is like this is in like Fahrenheit degrees, right? This is like Fahrenheit degree. But normally we normally talk about what is this? Centigrades, right? So if your body temperature is above 98, or actually in our case like 30 what?
37, Mister.
Over 37, right? Degrees.
Yes.
What happens? Hey, you have fever. Puedo decir que si mi temperatura corporal está sobre los 37 grados centígrados, ¿todo está bien?
Eso es
No.
poquito para Barranquilla.
Fever.
No está bien, porque si tu cuerpo está como así, eso quiere decir que estás enfermo. Nuevamente, esto es una verdad general. Esto es algo que no se puede cambiar, una realidad que no se puede cambiar, right? That's why we have conditional type 0. 0, all right? Now we have here another example. If people get sick, there are some options, right? There are some options. They sometimes try herbs. Can you tell me another option?
They can go to the doctor.
That's the easy one, right? We have two options. We
Teacher,
can.
they could die.
They,
Could die.
all right, if people get sick, they could die. But that is different, right? They could die. Take a look. This is something that can be changed. Eso es una realidad que puede cambiarse, right?
Ujú.
Esa es una realidad que puede cambiarse. If people get sick, I mean, they could die, yeah. Pero si van al doctor, pues no mueren, right? So something like this. Again, if people get sick, ¿qué pasa si tú, qué pasa, cuál es tu reacción si estás enfermo?
Get a pills.
Hay tres opciones, right? Te automedicas,
Yeah.
que sería más o menos lo que tenemos aquí. Bueno, sería dos opciones, pero digamos tres. Te automedicas con cualquier medicina, cosa que está mal hecha, por cierto. No lo hagas. O intentas ciertas cosas con, digamos, medicina natural, right? Cosa que no hace mucha gente. O normalmente se va al doctor. That's it. No more. ¿Pueden cambiar esa realidad? No, you cannot change it. De hecho, hemos creado ciertas opciones como las dos anteriores, pero lo que normalmente la persona hace si se enferma es ir al médico. That's it. No more, right? So this is what we use conditional type 0 for. Is this clear?
Yes, mister.
Okay. That makes me happy. I'm gonna cry. Now, something else that you gotta take into account, guys, is one more time, I say it again, is that how do you recognize, how do you know that a sentence is a condition? Now, if you see that the sentence starts by if, then it's a condition, right? But you gotta take something into account that the condition may be something like this, right? Now, we know the condition, or we call a condition actually to the if clause. All of this part is the condition. So I'm going to write it. I'm going to name this the condition, right? The condition, also called if clause, right? This is the condition because this starts with if. If is telling me that the first sentence is the condition. The second sentence that is right here is the result clause, or also called consequence. A consequence, right? And is normally after, or comes normally after the condition or the if clause. In the case of writing, when you start the condition or a sentence with if, then when you finish the condition, you have to write obligatorily, you need to write a comma, right? To divide it from the result clause or the consequence. The consequence that this clause or this condition takes, right? Now, one more time. The same thing happens right here. I begin here with if, which shows me that this is the condition. Then my condition clause finishes, and I write a comma in case of a writing. One more time, I repeat, in case of the writing, in case of writing something. And then the result clause, right? Which is actually also the consequence, as I said before. If you, maybe I give you a homework in which you have to write some conditions, and then you use a condition like this, but you forget the comma, what happens? Hey, it's incorrect, right? Because when you start with the if clause, you have to finish the if clause by adding a comma so that you can introduce the result clause or the consequence, right? Is this clear?
Yes, mister.
Okay. I'm happy about it. So let's continue then. This part was clear, so let's continue. So, as
Are
I
you
said,
crying?
yeah, I am. Maybe you can see it because, you know, because of the camera, but yes, I am crying a lot. All right, take a look. Conditional sentence have an if clause or condition, as I said before, right? The if clause represent or refers to a condition, and a result clause that refers to the consequence that I told you before. So if people get sick, people try herbal remedies. So this is the result of getting sick. So that's what I was trying to tell you. And again, the coma. So let's keep on moving. Over here, we have some things that happens. This is a conditional type. Remember the examples that we had in the first test? There, I told you that the conditional type 0 normally, is normally used with two simple present tenses, right? Present tenses in the condition, present simple in the condition, and present simple in the consequence, right? But sometimes you can use stuff like this, like the combination present simple or present progressive, only if you want to, right? And this is for talking about things that happen again and again. So maybe I feel, I feel sick now, right? If I feel sick, I eat more garlic, right? But if you want to really show the intention that you are, that you have gotten sick many times, like again and again and again, then instead of using the present simple, you use the present continuous to give that intention, right? But you can use the one you like. But anyway, this is conditional type 0, right? Now, let's continue. As we said before, sometimes if can be interchangeable with when, like in these examples. I have a sore throat. I take, hang on. Let me accept someone here. Okay, Valentina. If I have a sore throat, I take licorice root. When I have a sore throat, like I have right now, right? I take a licorice root. Again, take a look. The sentence is the same, but I am just changing if by when. And the same thing happens. As I am starting the sentence with when, with a time expression, then I have to use comma before the condition, the consequence or the result clause, right? Don't forget that. I guess this is clear, isn't it? Because you told me before. Is it clear?
Yes.
Well, for a sore throat, I just drink water. Okay. When we go to models, then we have something different. When we use models, we immediately go to conditional type 1, not conditional type 0. Why? Because in conditional type 0, I told you that the reality is unchangeable. It cannot be changed, right? But when we use a conditional, like a modal verb, can or might, we start speaking about possibilities. And if we speak about possibilities, it means that this reality is changeable. You can change this reality, right? So that's why we use can and might. And this then is conditional type 1. And that is the main difference in between conditional type 0 and conditional type 1. Conditional type 0, unchangeable reality, a reality that cannot be changed. And conditional type 1, a changeable reality, a reality that can be changed, right? So take a look at the examples. If you aren't sleeping well, you can drink chamomile tea. What happens here? Is this, like this, the result? Is the result something unchangeable, like the reality here is unchangeable or changeable?
Changeable.
Yeah,
Changeable.
it's changeable because take a look. If you aren't sleeping well, si no estás durmiendo bien, puedes tomar chamomile tea. ¿Qué pasa si puedes tomar? Cuando digo aquí, puedes tomar. Eso quiere decir que puede que te, así como puede que te ayude, así puede que no te ayude a ti. right? Entonces, ahora hay dos salidas. La realidad digamos que la realidad, ya llamámoslo de esta manera, va en un curso y llega el momento cuando decimos esto, cuando usamos los modales, toma dos direcciones. Es decir, donde la realidad se puede cambiar. Puede o pasar esto o pasar a esto. No es como en el tipo cero, donde la realidad simplemente es una sola. No se puede cambiar. Right? So, another example here. If you get a burn, you might use aloe gel. If you get a burn. Again, si te quemas, puedes usar gel de aloe vera, right? O gel de aloe. Again, might is telling me that the reality is drifting apart. So there are two realities now, not only one, a changeable reality, right? So let's try to make some, to make some exercises here. Now combine each group of words to make sentences with conditional clauses and result clauses. Now here, drink green tea may lower your blood sugar. Can you make a condition here?
If you drink green tea, it may lower your blood sugar.
It may lower your blood sugar. Great, very good. How about number one here? Taking pill, memory might improve. If you take, for example, to begin, I need to stretch.
If you take ginkgo, your memory might improve.
Very good, right? Your memory might improve. And okay, those sentences here, or the two examples you gave me, are they conditional type 0 or conditional type 1?
One.
Yes. How about 2?
If you use tea oil, you can heal skin problems.
It can heal skin problems. Very good, right? Great. Number 3, take evening primrose oil could lower your cholesterol.
If you take evening primrose oil, you could lower your cholesterol.
Yeah, cholesterol. Very good, right? Very good. As you can see here, all of the answers you gave me were correct, and all of them are conditional type what?
1.
0, 1, 1. Very good, you people. Very good. Now, remember that I told you that sometimes we use imperative. In the case of imperative, we use more this kind of conditions when we want to give recommendations, right? So, for example, take a look. If you take herbs, tell your doctor. Si estás tomando hierbas,
cuéntale a tu doctor.
Exacto, cuéntalo, dile a tu doctor, right? Take a look. Cuando yo digo dile a tu doctor, no te estoy dando una orden. Te estoy dando una recomendación, una sugerencia. Very good. Recomendación o sugerencia. So, podemos también hacer esta clase de combinaciones para dar una sugerencia, right? So, if you have a headache, make a lavender compress, right? Si tiene dolor de cabeza, make a lavender compress, right? Again, recommendations. Now let's see how you do it here. Let's try to give recommendations. Take a look at this example here. The first one, insomnia, lavender bath. If you have insomnia, you can take a lavender bath. Number 1, meal depression.
If you have meal depression, you can go to the Sir John's wort.
No, this is a remedy, miss. This is un remedio, right? Sir John's wort. So
okay. If you have meal depression, you can take or drink St. John wort.
Good, right? How about 2? Here, cough.
If you have cough, you can take slippery LT.
All right, you can
Take.
Drink.
Drink or take. Drink or take is
Drink.
good. Cold.
If you,
Echinacea
if
is
you
good.
have a cold, you can drink echinacea.
You can take echinacea, right? So take a look, take a look, take a look. All of the ones you gave me are correct. But now, take a look. If I want to give a recommendation, more like I want them to sound more like a recommendation, I can say the first one, if you have insomnia,
You can take a handful.
all right, take a look. Eliminate you
Take.
can. Take a lavender bath.
Take a
Right. If you have meal depression, eliminate this. Take
Take.
St. John's wort, right? If you have a cough, drink slippery
drink
empty.
completely.
And if you have a cold,
You can
take
take.
echinacea, right? So take a look. You can use both things right here. For this is more for, I forgot it again, recommendations, right? So suggestions, as you said before. Now, sometimes, well, I already told you that this is the normal order of a condition, right? First, the if clause, you use comma, and then the result clause, right? I already spoke about this, but you can also, guys, exchange the position between this clause and the result, bringing the result clause to the first slot and taking the if clause to the last slot, right? So take a look. Eat ginger root if you have motion sickness. What am I doing? I'm just changing the position between the two clauses, right? But what happens in the second one? Am I using comma? No, I'm not using comma, and this is because I am using here if, and if is working as, oh, let me do this. Here, if is working as a kind of connector that is connecting the first sentence with the second sentence. So that's why I don't use any comma here. The same thing happens with when. When you use when at the beginning, you use comma. But if you use when in the middle, then you don't use comma. Like eat ginger root when you have motion sickness. I don't use any comma. Is this clear?
Yes, mister.
Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. All right, now tell me, is this correct or not?
No.
This
It's
is
not
this
correct.
this first one is correct,
Yes.
Yes.
and the second one,
No.
yeah, this one is not
No,
correct.
it's wrong.
Why not? Because what I
it
just
has
told you, right?
comma.
So take a look.
Because it is without comma.
It is without comma, right? It is without comma. Great. So I think the topic is pretty much clear, but let's try to work on these exercises to reverse the order, right? The order of the clauses in which in each sentence. Be careful with the punctuation. So take a look here. If you get a burn, use aloe gel. Reverse it.
Use
aloe gel if you get a burn.
If you get a burn.
Comma or no comma?
No.
No comma.
Good. How about the second one?
When you have a headache, make a lavender compress with comma.
Great. Very good, right? If. Number 3.
Tell your doctor if you take herbs.
All right. Comma or no comma?
No comma. No.
You see, you are so intelligent. You're so
Thank
great
you.
people, all right? Excellent, great. I mean, excellent people. That was so good. Now, let's come this way. I mean, you know that conditionals, I mean, we can use conditionals like for in affirmative form or negative form, right? We can use it in any form, right? So for example, here we have, if I drink slippery elm tea, I don't get a cough. I mean, I don't cough as much. Take a look. Here, I'm using the negative form in the result clause. But here, I'm also, in this example down here, I'm also using both in the negative form, right? So I can use it or play with it, whatever I want, depending on whatever I mean, right? Or whatever I want to say. So if I'm not sleeping well, I don't drink coffee, right? That's it. So you can use it, the negative form, the way you like, depending on what you mean, of course, right? Because you're not going to use the negative form just because, and then the intention of the message is going to be not good, right? So this is it. Take a look. This is going to be a homework for you next week. Not for, I mean, not for, I mean, this is going to be for next Saturday, right? So what are you going to do? You are going to use, you're going to write a conditional sentence, but using your real information. Maybe the information maybe the things you use in your family. For example, if you have a headache, what do, right? If you have a cold, if we have a cold, we eat a bowl of chicken noodle soup, right? Normally, I eat this, right? Like I eat soup when I have a hangover, right? If I have a hangover and I want to recover, I eat chicken. I eat chicken soup, right? In my case, cuando estoy en Guayabado, right? I eat that to prep myself up. So that's what I want you to do. I want you to write 5 different sentences using your family remedies. Maybe the remedies that your family give you when you feel any of these things right here. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay, so first homework, don't forget this. The slides on the condition. Type 0 or type 1. So you may know here whether using type 0 or type 1. I'll ask you next time, okay? So this is it. Was it clear?
Yes, mister.
Yes.
Great people. Today I feel extremely happy because you are so intelligent and you are understanding every single thing I'm saying. All right. As homework too, I want you to do the following exercises. Take a look. Exercise number 7 in the book. This is page 69, right? I want you to complete these exercises right here. All right. So let's continue then, let's move. And the last topic or the last thing that we are going to do today is going to be in page 70 and page 71. Here I have a surprise for you, and well, a kind of surprise for you. I don't know whether it's going to be a surprise or not. Anyways, for me, it's a surprise. And also, I'm going to ask you a question. Take a look at what it says here. Sorry? That was so much. There you are. Multi-word verbs. Do you know what they are, guys? Do you guys know what multi-word verbs are?
Yes, mister.
What are those? Can you just tell me? What are those?
Words that you can use in different...
Words that means one or more.
Difficult, right?
Words that are the same, but it has different meanings.
Ajá, palabras que tienen diferentes
It
significados.
depends on the situation.
All right.
The context.
So, do you remember that once, like, think about the past, right? When we were at university, when we were starting this semester, I gave you I gave you some copies for you to copy, right? For you to take copies. They were phrasal verbs, right? Remember them? So my question is, have you guys ever like studied those phrasal verbs? I mean, they were around 600, but have you ever seen the copies maybe? Have you studied some of them? Well, I hope so, because as I told you in this semester, you were going to start watching and understand, I mean, and studying multi-word verbs. And what are multi-word verbs? Are phrasal verbs, right? Well, not only phrasal verbs, but phrasal verbs itself, right? So take a look at here. I am going to explain each of the words that you can see in bold right here, and then I'm going to teach you how to use phrasal verbs, okay? So here it is. Phrasal verbs. So here it says, match the following topics: clothes, computers, and love. And love and friendship with the paragraph 1, 2, 3. So here you're gonna tell me whether the paragraph refers to computers, refers to love and friendship, or refers to clothes. So I'm going to read it, and also because you have an extra job, you are going to try to figure out, to guess what the meaning of these phrasal verbs in bold are, right? I'm going to ask you, guys, what is the meaning of this? The meaning of this, this, and this, according to what you can understand out of the little test that you have here, all right? So I'm going to start reading so that you can tell me about it. So I met my ex-boyfriend when he hit on me in a bar. We got off to a good start. We were together for 2 years and we were planning to settle down. Then I got bored and gave up on him. What topic is it about? Clothes, computers, or love and friendship?
Love and friendship.
Love and friendship.
Great, love and friendship, right?
Love and
And
friendship.
let's start here. What does it mean, hit on me?
Me golpeó, me pegó.
No, Don, no. No.
Está
Remember,
cayendo.
get it. So, echarle los perros
Se
a.
entiende.
Echarle los perros a. Let's say like la manera coloquial in Spanish, right? En nuestro español. Echarle los perros a alguien. So, hit on. In this case, hit on me. Como,
Cortejar.
yeah, something like this, right? So, I met my ex-boyfriend when he hit on me in a bar. Cuando él me estaba coqueteando, algo, cortejando, or whatever you want to call it, right? O echándome los perros en un bar. Now, we got off to a good start. What do you think it means? Got off to a good start. Well, this is not like get off, the phrasal verb. This is more like a phrase. Get off to a good start. Mister?
Escaparse.
No.
Got off. No.
No.
Empezar.
Yeah, is beginning. But what does it mean exactly?
Como nosotros tuvimos como un buen comienzo, algo así.
Got it, right? Even though this is like the one or the translation into Spanish is empezar con el pie derecho, right? Empezar con el
Un
pie
buen
derecho.
comienzo.
Yeah, tener un buen comienzo. Empezar con el pie derecho. That's how, that's the translation into Spanish. You can also translate it, in case of like the opposite would be, I got off or we got off to a bad start, sería empezar con el pie izquierdo, right? So a good start, pie derecho. A bad start, pie izquierdo in Spanish. That's what I say. Now, we were planning to settle down. Settle down. What is that? What do you think it refers to?
Es como volver la relación más seria.
Okay, kind of. Why not?
Sentar cabeza.
There you got it. All right, sentar cabeza. Or in our beautiful Barranquillero Spanish version, ajuiciarse. Right? To ajuiciarse. Normally, you say settle down when you want to start a family, when you want to move with your couple and you want to have kids and you want to start a family, right? So that is it, sentar cabeza. Then I got bored and gave up on him. What is the meaning of giving up? Give up.
Rendirse.
Rendirse, right? So in this case, what do you think it means? In this case, I got bored and gave up on him.
Terminó.
Okay.
Terminó.
lo dejé, right? Lo dejé, me aburrí y lo dejé. O sea, renuncié a él. Realmente no me llamó más la atención, hasta ahí llegó todo. Nada de settle down, right? Nada de settle down. No quise establecer una familia con esa persona. I'm sorry, but I give up on you. Good, good. Now, number 2, I read. It is a bit confusing. You have to scroll up and then click on the arrow icon. If you want, you can log off before you shut down. What does it, I mean, what topic does it refers to?
Computers.
Computers, good, computers. Now, you have to scroll up. What does scroll up means? Any idea? What does scroll up means?
Como moverse, pero con el mouse puede ser. No
All
sé.
right. This is normally used. Okay. This is normally used in computers and also in cell phones. Let me give you an example of what scrolling up is, right? Let me go to my Facebook in my cell phone, right? I'll go to Facebook. Let me go to Facebook. Here is my Facebook, right? This is my Facebook, like the in itself right here. And then take a look at what am I doing? What am I doing? I am scrolling up, right? I am scrolling up. You know, like, aunque yo estoy subiendo, realmente lo que estoy haciendo es buscar la información que viene de abajo, right? So this is like a little confusing sometimes, especially. So scroll up. ¿Para qué dice scroll up? Realmente para que bajes. A little confusing, right? Now, if I say this is scrolling up, what do you think? What do you think this is? This is scrolling up, right? Now, what is this?
Scroll down.
Scrolling down. When you want to look at information that is above. So, en español sería como algo al revés, ¿no? Cuando tú dices scroll up es como bajar, buscar información hacia abajo, y scroll down sería como subir, digo, bajar para buscar información hacia arriba. Is that clear? I'm sorry, but I got confused myself.
Yes.
All right, that's the meaning of scrolling up and down. In the computer, we also have this, we also have this example that, for example, in this case, am I scrolling up or down?
Down.
Here. Am I scrolling up or am I scrolling down? I'm scrolling up, right? But am I scrolling down now? I'm scrolling down, all right? Now click on, this is the easiest one. It's just that click in, right? That is the easiest one, yeah. And how about log off? What is the meaning of log off means? What do you think it means? All right, I have said this sometimes, I think. So we have log off. By the way, today we haven't logged off, right? Have you realized that today we haven't logged off?
Yes.
Actually, today we have, the section has been straight, right? We haven't logged off, or we haven't logged the following. We haven't logged out, log out. Or today we haven't signed out. All of these refer to salirse o cerrar sesión, ya sea de un computador o de una cuenta. Por ejemplo, cuando ustedes están viendo sus emails, ustedes normalmente no los dejan abiertos, ¿cierto? Ustedes, ¿qué hacen? Van a la opción que dice cerrar sesión. ¿Y cómo se dice cerrar sesión o salirse en inglés? Log off, log out, or sign out. ¿Y cómo sería entonces de la misma manera entrar o iniciar sesión? Sería log off, log. Well, if we have off, then the one will be log on. If we have log out, the one would be, sorry, log in. And if we have sign out, sign in, right? Oh, don't confuse it. Sing is one thing, you know what? Oh, singing. And sign, which is, in this case, sign in, it means nothing, right? So this is the way. Good. And shut down. What is the meaning of shutting down?
Cerrar.
Ujú, por completo. Especialmente cuando nos referimos a apagar algo. Por ejemplo, ahora yo apago mi computador. A ustedes cuando terminemos la clase, apagamos nuestros computadores. What do? You shut down the computer, right? You shut your computer down. Hay manera de decirlo, right? Shut down your computer or shut your computer down. Apagar, right? Por completo. Good. Let's read the next one. I love dressing up. So when I tried on, when I tried on the purple suit, I thought it was perfect for my first day at work. I was so embarrassed when I arrived and the receptionist told me to take off my tie because everyone dresses down at the company. Now, this refers to clothes. And here we have dressing up. What is the meaning of dressing up?
Vestirse con ropa elegante.
Yes, that is like dressing classy or dressing in an elegant way, right? Yes, especially when you are going to your job or you are going to a party or you're going to any special event, right? Dress up. Now, I tried on that purple suit. Try on. What does it mean?
Probar.
Como yo me probé eso, la prenda.
Yes. When we speak about clothes, try on what means ponerse en la prenda para ver cómo probarse, right? Probarse, de hecho significa probar. Probarse la prenda para ver cómo te queda, right? So you try on, let's say that I go to a shoe store to buy some shoes, but first I try them on. And after trying them on, I realized that I don't like how they look because they don't fit good, right? So I tried those shoes on, right? Or I tried on those shoes. Tenemos este verbo que puede ser separable o inseparable al mismo tiempo. Now, everyone dresses down at the company. Dresses down. What do you think it means? Dress down.
Vestirse casual.
All right, is the opposite of dressing up. If dressing up is dressing in an elegant way, dressing down is dressing casually, right? Casually. So normal. Like when you are in the streets on a weekend, or the way you dress when you go to the cinema, right? You just dress casually. That's it. So dress down, right? So are all of these phrasal verbs clear? Yes. Great. Very good. So the problem is the following. Phrasal verbs, guys, cannot be learned easily. You cannot learn them like any other grammar structure. Actually, you need to learn them as vocabulary. I mean, you need to memorize them and you need to put them in context straight away. If you just memorize, for example, today I gave you this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 different phrasal verbs. I gave you this list. Maybe if I ask you tomorrow, you can remember, right? But if I ask you next week, and you didn't practice them, like you didn't practice them in context, como practicarlos en contexto, como de pronto estás hablando con alguien y decir ese alguien, oh, he hit on me, or she hit on me, right? Or we got off to a good start, right? Ustedes no lo pusieron en contexto, no lo practicaron en un contexto, muy posiblemente se les van a olvidar, right? Y así pasa, es muy difícil con los phrasal verbs. Entonces, la mejor manera de aprenderlos es como vocabulario, de memoria, pero al mismo tiempo usarlos en contexto. Si ustedes hoy se aprenden 2 phrasal verbs, un ejemplo, pues practiquen esos 2 phrasal verbs por 2 días de seguido, usándolos en contextos donde puedan, practicándolos en contextos donde puedan usarlos. Cuando ustedes los usen en un contexto y sepan en qué contexto más o menos se puede usar, ahí van a aprenderse el phrasal verb y no se les va a olvidar. Pero si solamente lo hacen como vocabulario, una lista, se les va a olvidar. Especialmente porque los phrasal verbs a veces tienen no solamente un significado, tienen varios significados. Pueden tener 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 significados diferentes y en esos significados diferentes se usan en contextos o situaciones diferentes, right? Eso es lo difícil de los phrasal verbs. That's why you need to learn them by heart, all right? By heart. So, let's go down to what phrasal verbs are itself, right?
Profe, una pregunta.
Yes, miss.
Lo que pasa es que se me fue el internet. ¿Ha dejado alguna tarea hasta ahora?
Nope.
Okay,
No
gracias.
yet. No yet. No, no, no yet. Phrasal verbs, presentation for phrasal verbs. Okay. I am not sure whether you can see this. Can you see the screen, the phrasal verb PowerPoint presentation?
Yes.
Great. So, phrasal verbs. Again, I repeat, easy to learn them. I mean, it's difficult to learn them, but if you know how to learn them, like if you follow the tips that I just gave you, then you will learn them successfully. All right? Now, the things we do. Let's see what phrasal verbs are and how to use them. Right? So, this is a phrasal verb that you have, I mean, that you know since you started learning English, right? Like in first level, the first thing that you learn, wake up and get up, right? And what are those? Phrasal verbs. So, as you can see right here, what is a phrasal verb? Can somebody tell me what a phrasal verb is? I think you told me before. Take a look. This is a phrasal verb. Phrasal verb is a combination between a verb and a particle. So it's a two words verb, not a one word verb, a two words verb, right? Sorry, a two word verb, all right? So here we have a verb and here we have a particle. And these two words, they form one verb, right? A two word verb, right? So phrasal verbs. We have two types of phrasal verbs, and this is the first thing that you gotta take into account. I'll let you know in 1 minute. So take a look. He woke up at 6:30 a.m. Can someone translate this into Spanish, please?
Él se despertó a las 6:30 de la mañana.
Él se despertó, es decir, abrió los ojos, right? A las 6:30 de la mañana. Good. Now, hang on. Now we have this. Strangers woke him up. Can you translate it, please?
Los extraños lo levantaron o lo despertaron.
Lo despertaron, no lo levantaron, lo despertaron, right? Ellos hicieron que él abriese sus ojos. So, los extraños lo despertaron. Me confundí yo mismo. Lo despertaron. Good. Again, are you seeing something weird here? Take a look. Here,
Yes, Mister.
this phrasal verb, which is a two-particle phrasal verb, is actually separated, right? And something is coming in between. What is it coming in between? The person who was woken up, right? So the strangers woke him up. Again, all right? So this is what I say. We have three types of phrasal verbs, and I'm going to write them to you right now. So the particle looks like a preposition, like in this case, but it doesn't function as a preposition, right? It doesn't function as a preposition. Now, how many types of phrasal verbs? Well, or what are the types of phrasal verbs, right? How phrasal verbs can be divided? They are divided in these three. Let me write it down here. Yeah, here. In three different forms. They are separable, separable, unseparable, and three word, yeah, phrasal verb. Phrasal verbs. That are normally inseparable. These are always actually inseparable. So these are the three main types: separable phrasal verbs, inseparable phrasal verbs, and three-word phrasal verbs that are always inseparable, right? Now take a look. This phrasal verb, wake up, is a separable phrasal verb. And normally the separable can be separable and not separable at the same time, right? So like this, woke up and woke him up. You can separate it, right? The three phrasal verbs they are always going to be inseparable. And we have some inseparable phrasal verbs like the one we had in the example in the book. The book is the separable phrasal verbs, the inseparable phrasal verbs, like an example, we had hit on. ¿Recuerdan que hit on, la oración era hit on
me.
On me.
No decíamos hit me on, right? No tiene sentido. Hay algunas excepciones. Esos verbos son inseparables. Es decir, todo el tiempo van a ir unidos las dos partículas. Pero hay la mayoría de los verbos, la mayoría son separables. Es decir, que esos verbos pueden ir como en el caso de wake up, que se puede separar. Dime, Miss.
But I can say, can I say strangers woke up him?
No, you cannot say that, right? You cannot say that. And I will teach you in a minute. I will teach you why in 1 minute, right? So let me get there.
Okay.
Let's continue. So take a look at the example right here. Particles are part of the verb phrase, and they often change the meaning of a verb. Yeah, they do. That's why they are called phrasal verbs. And we have two types of phrasal verbs. Well, yeah, let's call them two types. Actually, two different types, right? The first one is this. Can you try just to translate this sentence into Spanish? He looked up at a skyscraper. Can you translate it into Spanish, please?
Él miró el rascacielos.
All right. Look up significa mirar, ¿cierto? De hecho, look significa mirar, pero la intención aquí es que the up es que está dando información extra acerca de el verbo, dando la intención o mostrando de que él está mirando hacia arriba. Esto no es un phrasal verb. ¿Qué es esto? Ya les escribo. Y quiero que vean esa diferencia, porque se llaman phrasal verbs. Esto es un, I'm going to write it down here. Prepositional verb. Esto es un verbo preposicional. ¿A qué me refiero con eso? Que, como dije antes, la preposición aunque parezca un phrasal verb a simple vista, nosotros podemos identificar o conocer a qué se refiere por el simple hecho de saber de que la preposición nos da ese sentido, right? Entonces, el verbo principal no va a cambiar su significado. Es decir, si aquí yo digo look significa mirar. Y si yo digo look up en este sentido, pues va a seguir significando mirar, right? Solamente que la preposición le va a dar la intención de qué es lo que está mirando o cómo lo está haciendo, right? Información extra. So, look up, mira hacia arriba. Es decir, nosotros podemos reconocer este tipo de verbos fácilmente, solamente leyéndolos y mirando la preposición, right? Y ellos son llamados prepositional verbs. Then we have another type. The type is phrasal verbs. And what are the phrasal verbs? Hang on here. What are the phrasal verbs? The phrasal verbs son aquellos que cambian el verbo, el significado del verbo principal en su totalidad. Right? Entonces, ¿me pueden decir qué significa esta oración de aquí? She looked up a word in her dictionary.
Ella buscó una palabra en el diccionario.
Ok, ahora no estoy diciendo mirar hacia arriba, ¿cierto? Pues esto no significa mirar hacia arriba. Esto significa Buscar en un libro o en un computador o en cualquier aparato electrónico, ya sea una palabra, ya sea ¿cómo es? Un archivo, bueno, cosas como esas. Para eso usamos look up, searching for info, right? Searching for information in an electronic device or in a physical book. Pero yo no puedo decir, por ejemplo, let me give you an example. Lo voy a decir en español, ustedes van a tratar de traducirlo en inglés. Yo estoy buscando mis llaves. How do you say that?
I'm looking
I'm
for.
looking for my keys.
Exacto. Ahora yo no puedo estar, I am looking up my keys. Porque exactamente look up significa buscar, pero buscar en un lugar en específico. ¿Dónde? Aparatos electrónicos y en libros físicos, right? Buscar información. Pero en el caso de look up, cuando hablamos de objetos físicos, en ese caso sería, de buscar sería look for. La preposición cambia, la intención cambia. Eso es un phrasal verb, right? Son difíciles de entender, ya que si tú me dices eso, yo no conozco inglés, right? Si no sé un inglés muy bien, y tú me dices, oh, she looked up a word in the dictionary, yo me voy a confundir. Ella miró hacia arriba una palabra en el diccionario. A mí, no entiendo, right? What do you mean? Esa es la intención de los phrasal verbs. Los phrasal verbs cambian el significado del verbo en su totalidad, right? Ya que eso depende también de la preposición, ya que la preposición cambia el significado. So, there you go. Particle. She looked up at her word in the dictionary. Y estos son los que hay que aprenderse, right? Estos son los difíciles. There you go. Let me delete this part here. Let's continue. Sometimes, right? Or, yeah, sometimes. Many phrasal verbs have one word verb that have similar meanings. For example, wake up means despertarse. Y un verbo de una sola palabra para decir wake up in English is awaken, right? En el caso de go on, one word verb would be continue. Take off, remove. All of these are phrasal verbs. And what happens here? These words, the one word verbs, they are formal words, right? They are considered formal words. But what happens with the phrasal verbs? The phrasal verbs are considered informal words, right? So whenever you use a phrasal verb, you are being informal. So take a look. Phrasal verbs are less formal and are more common in everyday speech, right? So if you're speaking to your father, if you're speaking to your mother, if you're speaking to your brother, if you're speaking to your best friends, if you're speaking to your friends in general, what do you use? Phrasal verbs. But if you're speaking to your boss, if you're speaking to your teacher, if you're speaking to anyone with that in which you need to show some formality, then you use the one word verbs, right? But that doesn't mean that there are some phrasal verbs that are formal. For example, let me write you one. This is a phrasal verb, but is also formal. Carry out. Sorry. Carry out. What is the meaning of carry out? It means realizar, llevar a cabo, right? Perform. That's what carry out means. And it's a very formal phrasal verb, right? You can find them, you can use them in any formal situation because it's formal. But it's an exception of the rule, right? Now, there are some others that are also formal, but they are so few, right? They are not so many, just so few phrasal verbs. The rest of them, they are informal. That's why they are considered informal. So let's continue, guys. Now, let me ask you, do you know what transitive verbs are? Transitive phrasal verbs, no. Transitive verb. Do you know what transitive verbs are? Guys? ¿Saben qué es un verbo transitivo?
No.
No.
Okay, I'm going to give you an example. I know you do, but you don't know the name itself, right? For example, I love, yeah. I love you. Is this a transitive verb? Yes, it is. El verbo love es un verbo transitivo. ¿Por qué? I explain. Here we have love, an action that is performed or is done by a subject. So the subject does the action of love. And then there is a transition from here to here because this is the person who does the action. And now, how do you know that it's really transitive? Because this action performed or done by the subject will be received by another person or an object. Or in other case, as we call this in English, we call it the object, right? The object. So subject, verb, object. And this is what I have here. Transitive, you can see a transition here, from here to here and from here to here. So transitive phrasal verbs have objects, like here, they have objects, right? Like you in this case. Most transitive phrasal verbs are separable. Normalmente los verbos transitivos son separables, right? Son separables, es decir, como el verbo wake up, que se puede separar, right? So take a look. He called up his boss to tell him he had overslept. ¿Cuál es el sujeto de esta oración? Can you tell me?
He.
He. ¿Cuál es el verbo de esta oración?
Call.
Called up. The phrase, right? Called up. Good. ¿Y cuál es el objeto o quién o qué recibe la acción de llamar?
His boss.
His boss. This is the object, right? So, subject, verb, object. So, eso puede decir que este es un verbo o un phrasal verb transitivo, porque tiene un objeto, right? Following this example that I gave you right here. So, great. What is the meaning of called up? Called up, yeah, means llamar, pero means llamar de una manera en especial, ya que call significa llamar de manera general, pero called up significa llamar por un teléfono fijo, right? Calling with a telephone, with a landline, right? So called up. So he called up his boss to tell him that he had overslept. Aquí dice que muchos de los verbos transitivos, o la mayoría, o los verbos transitivos, son separables. ¿Podrían hacer esta oración de manera separable con el phrasal verb separable? Porque aquí está inseparable, right? Aquí está normal. ¿Cómo sería separable?
He called his boss up.
He called his boss
Up.
Right? And that is how you should do it, right? So he called his boss up to tell him he had overslept. Right? This version right here, in which the subject is in between, take a look. The object here can be after. Okay, aquí el objeto es un sustantivo, ¿cierto? Estamos claros que estamos hablando de un sustantivo, su jefe. Same here. So here the object can be after the particle, but if you want to make it separable, which is actually more natural, more used, then you can put the object in between the verb and the particle, right? Just like here. This is more natural. This is a better form of using it. But take a look. This is another example. At the last minute, the bride called off the wedding. ¿Qué significa called off? ¿Podrían decirme?
Canceló.
Cancelar, good. So, take a look. Call significa llamar. Y off, apagado, right? O afuera. So, apagado afuera, llamado afuera. This makes no sense. Cancelar. Cambia completamente el sentido. Ahora, ¿es este verbo transitivo o no? What do you think?
No,
¿Por qué no?
o sea, porque no está cancelando a una persona.
Sure. The bride, la novia, right?
Sí.
Canceló. Ahora, ¿qué canceló?
La boda.
La
La
boda.
boda. ¿Qué recibe la acción? La boda. Lo que quiere
La
decir
boda.
que hay una transición desde el sujeto al verbo y al objeto. Este es el objeto de la oración, right? So, si es transitivo. Y por lo tanto, si es transitivo, eso significa que podría ser
Separado.
separable. ¿Podríamos hacer esa misma oración de manera separable?
At the last minute, the
Bride.
bride, called the wedding off.
Right. At the last minute, the bride called the wedding off. There you get it. This is more beautiful than this one. Well, for me. For me. This second one is more beautiful than the first one. Actually, it's more natural. Right? So, ¿está esto claro? Is clear, guys?
Profe,
Yes.
entonces, ¿cuáles son los que no son transitivos?
Oh. Trata de ¿cómo es? De responderte esa palabra, esa pregunta tú mismo, right? Si el verbo transitivo es aquel que tiene un objeto, ¿cuáles serían los intransitivos? Los que no tienen un objeto. Por ejemplo, el verbo go. Cuando yo digo, yo voy, la intención de ir no es transitiva, right? Porque para poder decir a dónde voy, necesito de una preposición. No es directamente como lo hago aquí, ¿cierto? Aquí lo hago directamente. Pero para decir yo voy, por ejemplo, yo voy al colegio, por ejemplo, o a la universidad. I go to the university. Yo no puedo decir I go the university. Tengo que usar obligatoriamente to para ayudarme así a que el verbo tenga sentido, ya que el verbo tenga un objeto, ya que el verbo es intransitivo, porque no puede tener normalmente los verbos intransitivos son los verbos de movimiento, right? So, por ejemplo, caer. Miren el hombre acá. Si yo digo, él se cae. He falls. Pero si yo quiero añadirle un objeto a eso, ¿puedo hacerlo? Él se cae, en español escúchense, él se cae el suelo. O decimos, él se cae a el suelo. Which one do we say in Spanish? Se cae
Al suelo.
a
el suelo.
En ese caso sería, usamos la contracción al, right? Al suelo, usamos una preposición. Lo mismo pasa en inglés. He falls, ¿dónde? He falls the ground, suena muy raro, right? But he falls to the ground is the correct form. He fall sería entonces en esa manera un verbo intransitivo. So that's how we use them, right? Let me see. Next week, I will teach you and I will show you intransitive verbs, right? Today, we're going to stop right here. But I mean, we're going to finish this part right here. And after this, we're finished, right? And then next week, we continue with this explanation with the intransitive verbs. And then, the second part of lesson 6 and the first part of lesson 7, all right? But let's finish this. So don't worry, so far, don't worry about the intransitive verbs. Ya les expliqué cómo se hacen, cómo lucen, but la próxima semana les explico más a detalle, all right? So, take a look. Valeria, creo que fuiste tú quien me preguntó esto. Teacher, but can I say a friend, call her at work? This is incorrect. A friend called her, take a look. Incluso se me sale solo call her up. A friend called up her at work. No, this is not correct. When we have, cuando tenemos verbos transitivos, como este, called up, les acabo de decir que el objeto va a dónde? Puede ir o después de la partícula, como en este caso, o entre el verbo y la partícula, right?
A ver, te dijo que no.
Yo dije que, por ejemplo, take a look. Se puede, ¿cierto? Take a look. Se puede. Y se puede. Lo que les dijo acá, lo que les dije a ustedes fue que este de segundo es más natural que el primero, pero los dos se usan, right? Los verbos transitivos, volvemos un poquito, los verbos transitivos son aquellos que tienen un objeto. como en este ejemplo. Sin embargo, se pueden, bueno, y normalmente la mayor parte de los verbos transitivos, así como les dije al principio cuando les mostré cuáles eran las separables, inseparables y los phrasal verbs de tres partículas, right? Estas clases normalmente los verbos separables o los phrasal verbs separables tienden a ser al mismo tiempo inseparables, es decir, se puede usar de las dos maneras, separable e inseparable, como en este caso. Aquí está bien, he called up his boss. ¿Está bien? Y aquí también está bien decir, he called his boss up. Ambas están bien. Ahora, esta segunda parte la puedo usar porque es un verbo transitivo. Right?
Pero woken up no.
En el caso de woke up, volvamos a woke up a ver here. Esto es lo que tú me dijiste. Strangers woke up him, que es de hecho lo mismo que está acá. Woke up him no se puede. ¿Pero esto se puede? No. ¿Por qué no se puede? Por una simple razón. Porque aquí estamos usando, sí, un objeto. Es un verbo transitivo. Perfecto. Así como wake up también es transitivo. Perfecto. Pero cuando nosotros usamos los pronombres objeto, es decir, no decimos ni el nombre de la persona que recibe la acción, o no usamos un sustantivo, como en el caso de el jefe, his boss, right? No usamos un sustantivo, no podemos usar, y no usamos ninguno de esos, pero en vez de eso usamos un pronombre objeto. ¿Cuáles son los pronombres objetos? Me, you, him, her, it, us, them, right? Esos son los pronombres objetos. Cuando nosotros reemplazamos cualquier cosa, es decir, el objeto por alguno de esos pronombres, como en este caso, si yo digo, por ejemplo, digamos que ella se llama María. A friend called up Maria at work. Está bien. Pero si yo quiero reemplazar María por ella, ya eso es un pronombre objeto, right? A friend called up her at work. De inmediato esto pasaría a ser algo incorrecto, porque estoy usando el pronombre objeto. ¿Qué debo hacer de esa manera? O en ese caso, simplemente tengo que usar una sola forma. ¿Cuál es la forma de usar? La manera separable. Es decir, a friend called her up at work. Yo no puedo decir a friend called up her at work porque estoy usando un pronombre objeto, pero hay una excepción. ¿Recuerdan el ejemplo de hit on? En el caso de los verbos que son completamente inseparables, no como en el caso de que este es separable, como en el caso de hit on o get over, por ejemplo, esos verbos no pueden llevar ninguno de estos pronombres objetos entre ellos, sino después de ellos. Como en el caso de hit on me. Les escribo el ejemplo. Excepciones. Pero estos, recuerden, no se confunden. Called up es un verbo separable. Hit on and get over, lo que voy a escribir ahora, son verbos inseparables, right? So, hit on. For example, he hit on me. Take a look. Según la regla que le estoy diciendo aquí, esto no debería ir ahí, ¿cierto? ¿Dónde debería ir? En la mitad. She hit me on. Pero ojo, el verbo hit on es inseparable. Por lo tanto, no puedo colocar este pronombre objeto en la mitad. Pero el verbo called up es un verbo separable. Por lo tanto, que si yo uso un pronombre objeto, no lo puedo colocar después como en esta ocasión de hit on, sino tengo que colocarlo obligatoriamente entre el verbo y la partícula. Otro ejemplo, get over. ¿Qué significa get over? ¿Tienen alguna idea?
Superar.
Superar. Entonces, si yo digo, ella superó a su novio, por ejemplo, transitivo, ¿no? She got, en ese caso sería él, ¿cierto? Ella lo superó a él. So, she got him over. Esto no se puede decir. ¿Por qué? Porque el verbo get over es un verbo inseparable. Por lo tanto, yo tengo que hacer, como es inseparable, las dos partículas siempre van a ir juntas. ¿Y qué hago entonces con el pronombre objeto? Independientemente que sea un pronombre objeto o no, va a ir después de esto. Entonces, la diferencia es...
Solo en lo que son inseparables.
Exacto. ¿Y cómo tú sabes que es un verbo inseparable? Realmente les digo, esto se aprende por como si fuera un vocabulario, right? Entonces, cuando tú vayas a aprender el verbo, pues fíjate de cómo se usa, si el verbo es separable o si es inseparable. Si tú olvidas esa parte, no vas a saber usarlo en contexto y te podrías equivocar, right? Entonces, normalmente cuando tú veas un phrasal verb, o por ejemplo, en las copias que yo les di a ustedes, en esas copias les dice a ustedes si el verbo es separable o no. No se lo dice con palabras o con letras, de hecho se lo dice con símbolos. Si se dan cuenta, o si las tienen a la mano, o si de pronto la vieron en cierto momento, cuando tenía un pequeño asterisco en la mitad de el verbo y la partícula, significa que el verbo es inseparable. Digo, del verbo es separable.
Separable.
Entonces, como tal, las diapositivas, las copias les dicen a ustedes qué clase de verbo es y cómo usarlo, right? Entonces, recuerden, los verbos inseparables no se pueden separar, porque su nombre lo dice, inseparables, y independientemente que coloquen el nombre, un sustantivo o un pronombre objeto, va a ir siempre después de la partícula. En el caso de los verbos separables, right? Separables. Cuando usamos el nombre o un sustantivo, podemos usarlo de dos formas. Es decir, de esta forma, unido, o de manera separable, como está acá. Right? Por ejemplo, digamos que se llama María nuevamente. A friend called up Maria at work. También puedo decir, a friend called Maria up at work. Right? Porque estoy usando un nombre. O estoy usando un sustantivo, un ejemplo. Ahora, si yo quiero cambiar esto, el nombre de ella, por un pronombre objeto, en el caso de her, ya no puedo hacer esto que está aquí. Right? ¿Qué tengo que hacer? Obligatoriamente separarlo. A friend called her up at work. Esa es la diferencia. Is that clear, guys?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is it, guys. We have finished for today. For next week, you have an extra homework. It is this one. Next week, right? Please do the exercises that you find right